So you're not afraid that Moscow will say NATO is coming closer to our border by this visit?
No, we have been NATO members since 1949, we still are, and we will still be. So we are not a threat to anyone, we are the defensive NATO alliance. So to use this opportunity to show the NATO commanders coming from the whole Europe and also the United States is important because, to be honest, it's quite special to go up in the Arctic, and not too many people are living here, and for them to see it by themselves, how this is, the climate, and how we solve these national issues is important.
You are one of the few NATO commanders that actually have a direct line to Russian commanders with the Northern Fleet. Have you informed Severomorsk and the Northern Fleet about this visit by your colleagues from other NATO nations to the border?
Not specific. We use that channel primarily to inform each other if there are unintended safety issues. Then we use other channels to inform them about the allied activity. But I'm quite sure Commander of the Northern Fleet is well aware of what we are doing. According to Norwegian policy, NATO presence, allied activity is important. It has been that like in 1949. The Arctic is changing. Not too many people are living here, so to have the NATO up here to understand what is ongoing in this part of NATO area operations is important by itself, and it's not a threat. As again, we are not threatening anyone.
When we are zooming out for a little bit and looking at this area from a Nordic perspective, there are three strategic, very important areas. One is, of course, still the Baltic Sea area. Another one is the Straits and out to the Atlantic Sea, and the third one is the High North, with a long border to Russia, and also, as you said, a lot of Russian capabilities up in this part of the world. So in that perspective, yes, I'm not worried, but we need to be a part of that, and there will be a high focus from Sweden also to be a part of the operational planning and also the capability building for the High North and to cope with that kind of operational problems that we are facing now. I'm very happy because the political decisions to become a part of NATO was very important decisions, of course. It changed our now we can be a part of a huge NATO organization, the deterrence that we need in the situation that we are facing at the moment with a war in Europe.
Well, here we are in Finnmark today, and as you said yourself, very close to the Russian border, and it's really important. We're in Norway, we're on NATO territory today, and this is fundamental to NATO's thinking, NATO's planning to deter and to defend. So this is the centre of this part of the NATO area.
You are here with a group of commanders today, but are NATO planning any bigger activities in the years to come on the naval side in the Barents Sea?
So NATO is always conducting exercises, is always seeking to align its activity with what it sees going on. So we'll continue to operate where we're able to operate. We'll continue to operate as an alliance in order to make sure that we're ready to deter and defend.
Are you worried about Vladimir Putin's rhetorics when it comes to nuclear weaponry, as we are standing here only a few tens of kilometers from the nearest submarine base with tactical nuclear weapons?
So we hear a lot about what people say. I think I'd just ask you to just balance it with what you see. We see an alliance, the NATO alliance, which is deterring every day, which is calibrating its response to what it sees, not what it hears, not what people may wish us to see, but what it actually sees. And here in Finnmark with Norway so ably, watching what is going on from this part of Sakha's AOR, the area of responsibility, that's what it's all about. I think when Finland and Sweden join, when that decision is ultimately made at 30 nations, that brings a whole different set of positives and challenges as we integrate Finland and Sweden into the command structure and into the alliance. But it changes the geography up here, of course, and it gives us, NATO, an opportunity to be better in that deterrence and defence if needed.
So the northern regions are becoming more important with the current security situation in Europe?
I will say that they were also important for the security of the alliance, but we have to recognize that today we have to better integrate the different responses of the nations that belongs to the northern countries into the cohesive and collective response of NATO.
It will be a new landscape. It will still be 3 independent nation states within, hopefully, a NATO alliance. So the strategic landscape will change, but again, we will work together to be able to defend ourselves, not attack anyone.